Are we already started? Oh, I'm right on time to watch Taiwan Live TV!
Hi everyone, MJ here. How's it going? This is amazing. I have a green screen and it doesn't seem to work. Hey Rob, how are you? Nice to have you with us. It doesn't look like we're getting comments from YouTube folded into the comment stream here on Happs. That's okay. I think people are, no, actually, nope. I am seeing, wow, there's just a big delay. Okay, I am actually seeing Periscope and Twitter comments. Amazing. Yeah, the screen definitely is green. Hey, if anybody knows how to put an image behind there, I don't know. All I can do is this, you know. So there it is. I don't know what to tell you. All right, so I'm using my console and, you know, my condenser mic and everything. And matter of fact, let me just go ahead and raise it up a little higher there. Okay. I scoured, you know, DuckDuckGo, my favorite search engine, and I couldn't find anything that looked like, you know, tutorial for green screening on Happs. So I don't think it works. But anyway, this is what I got. Now, to me, the video looks pixelated, and I don't know why. Yeah, pixelated. Yep, it's pixelated on YouTube. I'm watching on YouTube just in case there was a problem, but I don't know why that is. I didn't set my resolution. I didn't even see a place to set my resolution. So maybe we can, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There's too many things I don't know about. I did definitely set it for landscape. Resolution settings that that I'm aware of. If you guys, if you guys know of a you know, of a setting, mic cam, yeah, oh, nope. It just says my, you know, yep, just says my webcam. That's it, and I can turn it off, turn it back on. That's about it. I don't have anything that I can see. And Dave, I know you're such a big fan. I know that you know everything there is to know about Happs because you study it all the time. Yeah. So anyway, if anybody has any suggestions, please, because I have no idea. I really don't. And well, just the way that it is. Wow, so it's 38 minutes. I haven't been on for 38 minutes. I've been on for 6 minutes. So the cool thing is that now that I got my console here, I'm actually using a Dante network. I'm using audio over Ethernet from my console into the PC and back in and out. And but here's what I want to know. I want to play a piece of music, and I'd like for you to please tell me if you can hear it. I'm going to play one of my tunes from, let's see, 1997. I recorded this in 1997, mixed it in New York City with Dave Dassinger at ddmusic.com. I had it mastered it at Sony in New York City by Vlado Muller, the famous mastering engineer. The cool thing is I remember because I remember the time because he called up George, my personal manager, and he said, listen, I got to take a little break because something came in from Corp. You know, all these music labs, they take outside jobs, but when something comes in from the record company, they got to do it now. And what came in was the Barbra Streisand, Celine Dion record. And Vlado said, I got to take a couple of weeks off and finish this record. I'm like, okay, got to do what you got to do. So I'm going to mute my mic, and this should play back through the through bus 1 and 2 in stereo. And hopefully, I don't know, I'm just testing this out. I probably, Happs has a stereo codec. I don't know. So let me play it. This is it's called "How Can I Ever Let You Go?" And yeah, we could do a radio intro on this. 1997, MJK with "How Could I Ever Let You Go?"
I saw the letter that was laying on the table, put there by your hand. It was written overnight and in the morning light. What I didn't understand, so he talked about me as if I'm already gone. No good, only bad. Well, my name ain't Dear John, and I'm trying to hold on to the best thing that I ever had. I ever let you go. I thought about it, and I came to a conclusion that I might be to blame. The last few hours have been filled with much confusion, and I'll never be the same. I think about you and the times that we shared. In my live on, my dreams and my soul. For you I had been. I can't believe you're really gone, baby. How could I ever let you go? When I really love you, how could I ever let you know that I'm thinking of you? How could I ever let you go? Let's start all over and do it again. Only this time make sure we don't blow it, don't face this again. That I couldn't
from 1997. That was from Pop Till You Drop. That was, I got to stop this one. That was, hi, Myrna. That was an EP that we actually did not release because I got really sick and I ran out of money. Hi, Mark. Hi, Matthew. Hi, everyone who's recently come in. My goodness, this is great. And having a good time. You know, I haven't done this kind of stuff for a while. Of course, I feel kind of dumb with my green screen and nothing, you know, nothing behind it. But so this is actually the right below me. Hey, Mark, how's it going? All right. Wow, I got the whole gang here. And sorry, you know, if it's chopping up a little bit. The large image was actually a piece of floor tile advertising, if you can believe that. Floor tile advertising for the EP. It's, you know, it's a digital picture from 1997, so it looks like crap. The other thing is the vintage logo that we did. Actually, Paul Wheeler did this. Paul Wheeler did the original Cellular One campaign back at its initial offering, and he used a brush, and he did that. Of course, now by, you know, 21st century standards, it doesn't look too good. It is actually a you know, very low resolution image. But what I did do when I released Gotta Keep Dancing again, I released it earlier this year, a remastered version. It's on Spotify, you know, it's on Google, it's on Deezer, it's on, I don't know how many, I think it's on 7 different platforms. I don't know. I don't really care. It's just, I just did it for the fun of it. But this is called Gotta Keep Dancing. And I would like to play this tune for you, if you guys wouldn't mind. I don't get a chance to do this very often. And the story with Gotta Keep Dancing is real simple. It's a very heavy guitars. We used a rap drum beat. Now remember, when I originally released this, it was 1997. And there's nobody doing tunes like this. This is, I think, I'm not sure, but the people in my organization, my publisher, my personal manager, distributors, they told me that I had invented a new form of music, which is dance rock. And I didn't think anything of it. We took a rap drum beat. We used a flanged drum kit. It's all electronic drums, but they were actually played, you know, with sticks on pads. And we paused the sweep of the flange. So it's kind of like sort of like a Butterworth filter, but not quite. I think you get the point. And our friend Paul Brown played bass on it. It's a pretty daring vocal, and I'm using my 1964 Epiphones. You guys saw me play with Casper on, you know, in Periscope a couple of days ago. And so the thing about it is I kind of have sort of a Buddy Holly thing, because my partner Danny Brown is black, and so, you know, in our photos, we you know, he and I were together, right? Because he and I were the band. And everybody used to always say, "Oh, he's the singer. That guy's the singer, and that other guy, he's the guitar player." And so they would mix us up. Danny was the drummer. I was the guitar player and the singer. And so when I showed up and I walked up to the mic and sang, people were like, "No, that's not you." So yeah, that was. I always took that as a compliment. That was good. This is called "Gotta Keep Dancing," and it's pretty heavy. What happened was I got 37 spins a week on the stations that played it. The stations that played it in the Midwest United States in 1995 absolutely loved it. 37 spins a week. I was blacklisted, not allowed to chart because I was killing pretty much everybody in that demographic in that time. But you can see why a lot of radio stations don't want to play it. When you hear it, you'll understand why a lot of radio stations didn't want to play it, because they said it was too heavy. Yeah, like that's a thing. So here it goes. It's called "Gotta Keep Dancing," and this is from the album Classic Reminder from 1995. And back in those days, you could get it in Media Play, Strawberries Records, Tower Records, and across the world. But of course, they're all gone now. But you got it right here.
There comes a time in every life when things just don't seem to be going right. Sometimes it hurts The time's just bad. You gotta keep on moving on, brother, you'll be had. What you gonna do to help you make it through? You gotta keep dancing. You gotta keep dancing. What you gonna say to help you get to the place? You gotta keep dancing, yeah. A big businessman says he's got a plan to make it go away. And baby, just like that, I hate to cramp your style, I hate to wreck your day, 'cause talk is cheap and there ain't no way. What you gonna do to help you make it through? You gotta keep dancing, you gotta keep dancing. What you gonna say to help you get to the place? You gotta keep dancing. You gotta keep dancing. You gotta keep dancing. What you gonna say to help you get your way? Gotta keep dancing, yeah. Huh. What you gonna do to help you make it through? Gotta keep dancing. Gotta keep dancing. What you gonna say to help you get your way? Gotta keep dancing.
And that, my friends, is why nobody ever did a cover of that tune. You won't see that in karaoke anywhere because that's the high, the high C on the top string of the guitar all the way up. So there you go. Can we all say, gotta keep dancing at once? Thanks for the signal report. I just, one thing I noticed, man, it is compressed like it's this high, it's amazing how compressed that was. Those smashes are a lot more dynamic. If you listen to that on Spotify, I mean, it's mastered at -9, right around -9 LUFS. And, that hits Spotify pretty hard. There's a pretty good loudness penalty. Also on YouTube, there is a recording artist, MJK, auto-generated playlist. There's only one song on it. It's that one, only one song, but that it's on YouTube, and it actually sounds surprisingly good on YouTube. I'm very surprised. So now what do we do? Dave, how'd you like to join us? You're our favorite lover of Happs. What do you think? Would you like to try coming on with us? I don't know what to say. It's it's ridiculously pixeled, and I don't really think that is a I don't think it's a resolution issue, and I know I got plenty of signal, but yeah, I just think it's I just think it's the way it is. That's what I think. I just think it's I don't think there's anything you can do about it. Um, yeah, because if we restart, the server, then we're going to lose everything. So anyway, but it shows I'm running. It says simulcasting, and I got 5 running, but I don't have Periscope approved yet. And probably about the time I get Periscope approved, it'll be too late. I think if I do this, if I present live, I believe. Okay, you know what? I see. Sorry, that's what it does. It puts that on. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. I really don't know. Globally hide? No, I don't want to do that. I really don't. Let me see. There's got to be a way that I can add somebody, and this is a pretty straightforward. Oh, invite people. Duh. Okay. Start typing to invite someone. So we're going to go like this. Yeah. So right here. Okay. Invite, and there you go. So, okay. There you go. Hello, Dean. How are you? Well, I guess you're, okay. I guess you have to accept it. I'm not really sure. So I can invite Dean too. Let's see. Dean's always good. He's good for an experiment, good for a call in. And let's see. Dean SMS. There you go. So we've got 2. And all right. Beautiful. Broadcast permissions. There we go. So all we have to do is wait for you guys to. I don't know. I don't know how you join. I have no idea. No idea how you join. And so I believe, though, okay, well, there's a section here that says connected. Now, the funny thing is if I turn my mobile phone on, it doesn't work in landscape. But if I turn my mobile phone on in portrait mode, I can bring my mobile phone in to the conversation. So I just invited these 2 guys, and if they decide to just got up, no thanks. Okay, understand. Well, you know what? That's a worthwhile comment. We're just gonna, yep. Just got up, no thanks. See all comments at Happs TV. Okay. Comments burned to the stream, I think, is really important, and I don't really see a way to add any widgets here. But if there were, I would definitely add the Prism widget that's coming up pretty soon. Let me do this one thing. I'm just going to look one more time because it can't be. No, I guess it is. It's, yeah. See, when I look at my device, just the output of the camera, it's full resolution HD. It's 720, and I just don't see it. I don't see it doing that. I don't see it broadcasting in 720. Good morning, Dean. How are you? We're playing a couple of tunes, just playing some stuff, goofing around, some stuff that I was working on. And so, now, I don't really mind doing this. The other day, and if you want to, you can put your earbuds in. The other day, I think pretty much everybody here that's joining me right now saw Casper's live stream in my studio the other day. Now, what I did was, I'm not using a laptop. I'm actually in the studio. In top floor of my house. Rob, sorry, I didn't see your question. And I'm broadcasting on the console, the big mic, and we're because I got the green screen behind me. I completely tore my studio apart again and reconfigured everything, put it in a different orientation, and I treated the wall with some acoustic, and it's It's actually sounding a lot better. Sometimes you just got to do those things, you know. And so, anyway, you probably saw the broadcast that I did with Casper, and I was working on that tune, playing some guitar. Well, I have a mix of it. I don't have any. I don't have the lead vocals on. It's not finished. There's no guitar solo. The drums are just a placeholder. Bass is just a placeholder. But I have. I can definitely play it for you. Some of you have heard it. Dave's heard it. Rob's heard it. I can play it for you and let you hear what it sounds like. I don't mind doing that, even though it's it's not finished yet. Let's see. It's gonna be this one right here. If you guys are ready, I'll go ahead and play it for you. So remember, the drums are just it's just a doom dun dun dun, right? And it's just because all I need is a rhythm, and then later I'm going to be doing the drums last. I always do drums last. I learned that the hard way. Dave, how you doing? Nice to have you with us. Didn't see you join. Okay, I'm not hearing you. Yeah, I'm not hearing you, Dave. Wonder why. Wonder what's going on.
Oh, there we go. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Oh, fantastic. All right. Yeah, we got you. There you go.
I don't think it's this mic though. Hello, hello. Yep. Is it this one?
Oh, I don't think so. Hey, Claire, how are you? Nice to have you with us. No, it doesn't sound like it. It doesn't sound like that mic is tapping.
No.
Yeah. Dave, in my view that I see,
yeah,
your video looks fantastic and mine looks like crap.
Mine looks okay. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm just on a very small screen here. Is yours on a small screen?
No, I'm using the 32-inch curved monitor here.
Oh, here, I can change it here, I guess. That's how it works.
Anyway.
Hi everybody. Hey.
Yeah, Dave is joining us from Japan. And this is great. I don't get a chance to talk to you. You know, I have been wanting to interview you for like forever because you've done so many things and been so many places. You've even been here in Taiwan and hung out, and we did some cool stuff. But
I'm in my closet right now. It looks like
no, excuse me. That's the vocal booth.
Exactly there. That's a good way of putting it.
You're in the vocal booth. Yeah, there's actually a guy that does his YouTube channel on how to do voiceovers and stuff, and he says how to make a vocal booth like out of sofa cushions in a closet when you're on the road and stuff like that. I think it's great.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dave, is there too much high end on this mic? This mic is very sensitive. You know, of course it's a
you sound great.
Oh, okay. Really? Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my earbuds, and these are the earbuds that I use whenever I do mastering. I check it finally at the end, and it really is if it's too crispy, and these will tell me so. Thank you, Claire. I appreciate it. Okay, excellent. All right. And
thank you, Claire.
Yeah. All right. So I was going to play that tune that I was working on, but I'm not going to play it now that I got you on here. This is great. How difficult was it for you to join the broadcast?
It was very easy. All you had to do was click on the invite, and then you had to configure your microphone and the camera. And I just hit join, and that's it. So
it opened the browser, and you just did it from there, right?
Yeah, but the only thing was I tried to plug in my sound card, and I couldn't. I did it after you invited me, so maybe it wasn't allowed. I wasn't able to use that.
I don't know. I don't see any option for selecting the output, the resolution that I am streaming at. So that
no, I don't see that. Oh, maybe I can do it. Oh, yeah.
Okay, there you go. Have my cough switch there. Yeah, it looks great. What did you do? Can't hear you again. We lost your audio. Yeah, lost your audio again. Nope, no audio. Sorry.
This one. Maybe that's it. Check 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Really, really distorted. Really, really loud. Really distorted.
Okay, let me put this down. Whoops.
There we go.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Much better.
that better?
That's better. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I see I got a big wrinkle over there or something in my screen. Yeah, whatever. I'm not even using it. AP
What?
days. Thank you.
Volume okay?
Yeah, seems good now. Yeah, it was really distorted a minute ago. So you're on the SM3 now, right?
SM7B, yeah.
Oh, SM7. I keep SM3. Sorry about that. Ooh,
Sorry.
Downgraded it by 4. So Dave, I wanted to ask you some things because I know you've been to North Korea, and I haven't been to North Korea, but I remember back in 2004, I went to the Black Dragon province in China, and they would not let me leave my hotel for some strange reason. You know, I actually walked over to the doors. This is on a Sunday morning, and 4 guys jumped in front of the door and just, nope, blocked me. So, did you run into any of that when you were in North Korea?
The last thing I heard you say was the Black Dragon province, and then I didn't hear anything after that.
I have no idea why.
I just the signal went bad there. So
All right, so we're back on.
yep.
Great. You know what? This is like, yeah, it's 1985. I'm on the radio again. Hi, Linda. Thank you. Appreciate the signal report. Yeah, this is too much. This is too much like radio in the old days. But where all of a sudden you'd be talking and then channel 7. But okay, so I was saying in the Black Dragon province, on a Sunday afternoon, I tried to leave my hotel, and 4 guys jumped in front of the door and said, "No, you can't go out. You can't leave. You can't leave." They wouldn't let me walk around. This is China. So what about in North Korea? Did you run into that where they wouldn't let you leave at all?
I never tried to leave. The first time I did, just to step out for some air, and the guy, the doorman did look at me and just kept his eye on me, and I think he did kind of wave me in, but I didn't. I just stood there. I just wanted to get some air. I did have to tell my tour guide that I wanted to step outside and get some air, and she said okay. So I did ask, and
Wow.
but I didn't move any farther than the front of the hotel.
Wow. Did they assign like a hall monitor to you? Like on the floor that you were on? Did they put somebody like in a chair close to your door so they could see if you open it in the middle of the night, that kind of stuff?
No, but I'm sure that they were monitoring somewhere. I can guarantee you that.
The first time I went, and that was in 2004, they did that to me. That sent some young girl, and she was, she went in the elevator with me, pushed the buttons because, I don't know how to push buttons. No, she just wanted to make sure I was going to go directly to that floor. And they put me at the far end of the hall, all the way at the end. And of course, the lobby's in the center where the elevators come out, and then it's just a long hallway. And she took a chair and sat right across from the elevators where she could look up and down and see both ends of the hallway.
Really?
And I got to tell you, I mean, just for the fun of it, I would like jiggle the doorknob. Look, she come running down there. It was really funny.
What city was this in?
This is Black Dragon province in the in a city called Hegang in Black Dragon province in northern China.
Yes.
Yeah, we're actually above Harbin, above North Korea even, so way up there. We're so close that I spoke Russian a couple of times. There's some Russian guys up there in the bathroom and just hey, that kind of stuff. But yeah.
What year were you there?
Well, that first time that I went was 2004. I've been to China 4 times. I've been to Black Dragon Province 3 times, and I went to Shenzhen the last time I went because I was doing some factory work there with a Taiwan company. I brought a U.S. customer there, but yeah. So now let me ask you this, because you're Canadian, I'm American. Of course, we live overseas. We lived overseas a good portion of our life, but
Yeah.
I know I'm not trying to speak for you, Dave, but I know that you don't like people to tell you what to do. So when some of these authoritarian, individuals, they come up and they start saying, you must do this and you must do that. That doesn't work with us.
Okay, the last thing I heard you say was we lived overseas, and then I didn't hear anything else.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I don't know if it's my signal or but
No,
let's go. Keep going.
no, it's I can run 32 channels of digital audio through this machine. I don't think it's this machine. I don't. Okay, what I was saying was, you're Canadian, I'm American. We lived overseas a long time, but we don't necessarily like it when people tell us what to do, like order us around, which is we're not used to.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you get any of that kind of stuff in Korea? Like, now it's time to do this, and you must do this, or you must do that kind of thing. Like, did they tell you, like, you must go back to your room and rest, or you must go here, or something like that?
Several things they said. I mean, I had a briefing before I went, and they gave me many. There are many things that they suggested. Well, they didn't suggest. They said I had to do it. So, like when I went to see the body of Kim Il Sung and Kim Jong Il, they said you must bow to their bodies, and we had to bow on each side of the body, but not the back of their head. So I did that. I mean, I just did it out of respect. I didn't
Sure.
care. I didn't find it as restrictive. I mean, if there's something I was really offended with, I would have told them, and they probably said, "Okay, then we're not going to do it." And I'd be okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else they told me that I had to do. One of the things that they said was don't take a photo of a part of the body of Kim Il Sung or Kim Jong Il's statue. So take their whole body. And also don't take a selfie with their statues. Like, don't point the camera and with Kim Jong Il behind your shoulder. Don't do that. But I've seen people on Instagram do that, so I don't think that's true. But I didn't do it. I just didn't do it because they didn't want me to. They told me to, and I
understand.
Yeah.
But if you have one of those Samsung cameras that does a little postage stamp, on the front camera, and they probably wouldn't know if you're just look like you're taking a picture of the thing and you just tap it and get the postage stamp in there.
Yeah.
Just have to be quick on the delete if something happens. I find that, as a foreigner traveling, especially in places like I was in Hong Kong going into China, and I was taking pictures, and apparently it was a restricted area, and I didn't know that. And so the guy come running over, he's pointing at the sign, he was all mad. So I addressed him in Chinese. I said, "I'm very sorry, I didn't know." And I said, would you like me to delete the photos? And I said all this in Chinese, and they calmed right down. He goes, "No, that's okay. Just don't take any more photos." I said, "Okay, no problem." And I turned my camera off and put it in the bag. But a lot of the trouble that you can get into, as you know, is trouble that you make for yourself by being obnoxious or by being,
And that's the last place I want to be like that. So I cause no trouble.
Exactly. Yeah. You ain't kidding. The thing that I did, the thing that got me was after this episode, actually that blocking me going out was the very next thing that happened. But what happened before that was I opened my door. The girl, this morning, they knocked on my door at 6 o'clock in the morning. I guess they want to give me hot water for tea or something. I didn't answer. They knocked it 3 or 4 times, and I'm not going to answer it. It's my room. I don't want to answer it. And I guess it kind of messed them up.
Yeah.
And so about 8 o'clock, I'm an engineer. I'm not getting up at 6, man. I'm going to roll around about 10 o'clock. So I got up at 8 because I knew the other people were going to be up. And I opened my door and that girl came running down. She had been there all night. The same girl.
Really?
Yeah. She sat in the chair for like 10 hours. So she comes running out. She comes running up and they do the same thing. There's one direction that you can go. But what do? They go like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, duh. We're going to the elevator. Okay. So we're going that way. Okay. So we're going to the elevator and she jumps in and presses the button and then jumps out so the doors can close. And I said, Xiaojie, whoa, wait, young lady, I know how to do that. I know how to use the elevator. And it goes down to the first floor and they had a guy at the first floor waiting for me. I don't know how they coordinated that. Maybe he waited all night too. I don't know. But he was right there. I didn't see any radios or anything. And all of a sudden, he's the door's open. He's there, and he says, "This way, sir." And he's pointing. I go, "What are we talking about?" He says, "This way, sir." I'm like, "What do you mean, this way? What?" And he goes, "You must have your breakfast." What? You must have your breakfast.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm from New Hampshire. The state motto of New Hampshire is live free or die.
Yeah.
That's what people think. We pack. No. I told them, I don't eat breakfast, which is true. And I've only actually recently started eating breakfast in the last 2 years. My wife has introduced me to some, and it's pretty interesting. But for 30 years, I didn't eat breakfast. Just didn't do it. And I told them no. And that's when I walked to the lobby and was playing like chicken with them. And they're looking at the columns, and trying to do this between the columns. It was fun. So, I mean,
did you see? Was there a lot of other foreign people in this hotel? Was this a hotel specifically designated for foreign people, or?
As far as I can tell, it was a normal hotel that everybody just. I mean, it was like the nicest hotel. I think they just took me to the nicest hotel. I didn't see anybody else there that wasn't at least appeared to be Chinese. Didn't see anybody else that did not look local. I guess that's the most polite way that I can say that. But yeah, because I know you were saying that they put you in a foreigner hotel, right?
Oh yeah, they have the foreign hotels. You can't stay in the locals hotels. Although I did see locals staying there too and shopping there and eating. Like they can enjoy the restaurants there. And I guess the locals can stay there, but they're definitely designated for tourists. Like, we could choose. I forget how many. There was like budget levels too, budget hotel. There was a medium price hotel, and then there was a luxury one. I was staying in the nicest one. It wasn't necessarily like the 5-star, but it was supposedly the nicest one there.
Well, I saw the pictures and I saw the scopes in it. It seemed like a decent place, and it was clean. But I know they're putting their best foot forward and putting you in the nicest places. But still,
I wasn't going to complain anyways, and I'm thankful that I even had food.
Well, that's
place to stay compared to what other people are going through. So
that's always that's an oldie but goodie. That's always a good joke. So how's life in North Korea? Huh, I can't complain.
Yeah.
All right. So for those of you who just joined, I'm MJ Klein. We're in the studio here. This is Taiwan Live TV, and we are broadcasting live from Taiwan, from Hsinchu, actually. And I've got my narrow angle, not my wide angle, my narrow angle camera on, and it's like I'm so close to it. And I also have my green screen, which is actually in my studio. Directly behind the green screen is a huge mass kind of dampening material that I used, for sound absorption purposes behind me for purposes of pinna, and as we call it, in generating a stereo field and all that stuff. But I don't have it really straightened out. But it doesn't matter because Happs apparently doesn't support green screen. So the guy's got this green screen, and it's just too bad. But one thing that I wanted to talk about, Dave, was in Greenland. Now, first of all, you guys know that Dave did a bumper for me, a Taiwan Live TV bumper. He said, yeah, you're watching Late Night with MJ Klein. You're watching Taiwan Live TV with MJ Klein, right? And I was like, when I got this, I couldn't believe how cool it was because he's on a boat in front of like a, iceberg going behind, right? And it's like, so I said this to you the other night. I said, boy, that's what you do when you go to Greenland. Honey, I got to do a bumper for MJ. Can you hold my camera for me? It's like,
I don't know why it popped into my mind, but I was like, I'm going to do it right here. So I did.
I'm so glad, man. It was really, really cool. It was like the best one, ever. And I can't thank you enough for it. It was really fantastic. And you look good too, with the knit hat on and everything. But, I felt bad because, you guys, Dave and I, we talk 2 or 3 times a week anyway. Sometimes we talk every day about different things that go on and stuff. And of course, at that time in Greenland, sorry, I'm always looking around at the console. I'm looking at, this
me too.
Just an engineer look here. So, I remember that I felt bad. First of all, I'm going to tell you right now, Dave told me how much money he dropped on that Greenland trip. I'm not going to tell you guys, but the next thing that dropped was my jaw when he told me. I'm like, whoa, okay. So that's what he has done. That's the lengths that he's gone to bring you this content. And so he's in Greenland. And, Dave, I know that you're the same way that I am. When I travel to these villages or remote areas, I don't try to change how they do things.
No.
Like I was in Laos, and a little tiny kid, he must have been a year or a year and a half, picked a puppy up like by one leg and dropped him. It's only like about 10 centimeters, and the puppy's whining and stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah, but that's what they do in the villages. Nobody taught him how to play with a puppy. He just thinks it's a toy, so he just picked it up by the leg. But nobody ran over there and gave him a swat on his butt or anything. And I didn't say that. I just went over there and took a look at the puppy to make sure he was okay. But you don't tell people like, oh, you shouldn't eat meat, or you shouldn't eat this, or you shouldn't do this, or shouldn't do that, because it's none of our business. But I really felt bad when you got hammered for being in that market by all those people on Periscope, because they were talking about some of the mammal meat that was in there.
Yeah. There was some of the people on Instagram and privately that got in hold of me and said, why did you take photos of that? Why did you, why did you buy the meat? Why did you do that? And, first of all, I'm supporting them. It's something that they've been doing for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And who are we to say that what they're doing is wrong? And that's how they sustain themselves. And to tell them that, hey, why don't you guys go vegan? Why don't you guys go vegan? Or is ridiculous. Right. They can't raise cattle there. They can't raise chicken there.
No.
And they can buy it at stores. That's very expensive, but that's the way they do it. That's the way they live. They kill their meals, and they hunt their meals. Who are we to say we should do it any differently? So, and if anything, it's no better than how they're killed in factories. And so, who are we to say?
True. And around the world, indigenous peoples are allowed to hunt animals that they have traditionally hunted.
They are.
It may be illegal for non-Aboriginal people or indigenous peoples to do so. And personally, I got no problem with that at all. So Maria says hi to you. I think she's saying hi to Dave. Oh, I guess saying hi to me too. Hello from Palma. Hey, nice to have you with us. Welcome.
Hi,
to
Maria.
Taiwan.
How are you?
All right, great.
Yeah, they did have a quota. They had according to a Danish gentleman I spoke to, the locals did have a quota of so much. I don't know how many, if it goes by the weight or by the number of kills they can make. But I remember the most memorable one was the taxi driver. I asked him. I said he was Aboriginal, and I said, "Do you hunt anything?" And he says, "Yeah, me and my family, we caught a blue whale."
Wow.
And he said we dragged it in on the back of a boat, and it was so big that we had to wait till the tides go out to actually go in and cut it up and bring it in.
Blue whale is the largest creature on the planet, and so they must have got a baby because it would have taken a ship to pull that thing in. Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder how they actually killed it with a harpoon.
So
yeah, it's amazing because I lived in New England and
I didn't ask.
I hear you. I lived in New go out and the things that they use to go out and take whales. It's like, what? How come they didn't all die? It's like, it's crazy. So yeah. I've run across that a little bit, because like I was in Thailand, and it's like, you want a chicken, there's you hear then chop, and then nothing. So they're going to run around and they're going to go grab it and duck and everything else. And so it's like that too.
I remember when I was a kid, I used my first experiences with seeing people kill animals for food was my grandmother in Italy. I was probably maybe 5 or 6 years old. She used to drown pigeons. She used to eat pigeon, and she would drown them in buckets. And I was a kid seeing this, and I would get mad at her and scream at her, and she'd tell me to run away. Don't watch me do this. Don't watch me do this.
Yeah. Wow. Linda says The Old Man in the Sea. Exactly. When I was a kid, I saw that movie when I was, with Spencer Tracy, and it was a long time ago, and it made a big impression on me. I still remember his hands, holding the rope, and it was like all burned and bloody and stuff. But good movie. I should show that to my daughter Phoenix. Now I hear that. I got a little traffic noise here. I'm getting ready. I got some acoustic panels coming up that I'm gonna be installing in the windows, and I'm gonna drop the noise floor in here down to probably about 60 dB below what it is now. It's been bugging me. So
it's pretty soundproof now, isn't it? It wasn't too bad when I was there.
Somewhat. It's just that some of the sound does leak through the windows. And
okay, yeah, you got the windows.
And
there.
where I live. I live on that corner, and it's funny, but every once in a while you hear and look out the window. There's an accident about every 3 weeks. Hey Ken, how you doing? Fist bump to you. Fist bump to everybody. Oh, this is great. Dave was up here a long time ago before I actually got the digital console installed. I didn't even have the analog console when you were here. I just had the 32 track digital recorder that I was using. And so this mic Dave got me from Japan. He brought it here when he came to Taiwan to visit. So there's a lot of the studio you haven't seen, but one of the major things about it is this mic, and all the vocal work that I do is on this mic. So it's like every tune that I do has
sounds great. The mic sounds very good.
Well, thanks. The tube is it's just phenomenal, and it's a large capsule. To my ears in these earbuds, it just sounds really crisp.
Oh yeah, very, very, yeah. I can't hear mine. I can't monitor my earrings. I don't know why. My sound.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure why.
Huh. Okay.
But that's okay.
Well, I really like the sound of that. That is, one of the greatest broadcast mics, and some of the stations that I used to work in and have built in the past use that particular Shure mic. So there you go. Well, what
It's the one Michael Jackson used to sing Thriller.
There you go.
That's their selling, that's their pitch
Oh, I see.
to get
I
people to
see.
buy it.
That is hilarious. What would you say, Dave, is the coolest thing that you have ever done on a live stream? Thanks, Carol.
Coolest thing I've ever
Yeah.
done on a live. Wow, that's a good question. Coolest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Good question.
All right, we can
How
come
many
back to that.
years?
You can mull it around, but when you were here,
Well,
what
I
cool
think
stuff?
coolest thing would be
Oh, you know.
I don't know. I can meeting everybody. I think the one of the big meetups in Tokyo, that was great. That was the
Oh
coolest. In
yeah.
the
That
Twitter
was
HQ, that was really memorable.
yeah.
Claire's been around for a long time. I'm sure she has a million things to choose from. The coolest experience, but
Yeah, probably so.
how about
I
you, MJ?
I
You've
would
done a
like to
lot.
bring
You've
so
been
many
around since
people
the
on, but
beginning.
I'm afraid of the bandwidth. I mean, we're having trouble just, you and me we're hanging on by our fingernails here trying to, you know. Me, I don't know. I don't really when I think back of the stuff that I have done, I don't think there's anything really so epic, I mean, I've done some fun stuff. Like I think like when we did the long boat, the long tail boat ride in Thailand earlier this year, that was pretty cool. That was decent visiting some of those older places because I like archaeological sites. Long, before mobile phone live streaming, I had been going to different archaeological sites and photographing them and blogging on them and those kinds of things. But I think for me, what I really enjoy is, of course, I enjoy interacting, and I can't believe that people actually watch me and listen to me because I probably wouldn't. But yeah, like you said, meeting people, the big meetups, like we had the meetup here in 2018 in January, 2 years
Yeah,
ago, with Casper and JL and John Ho
right.
and Yuka. Yuka's been here 4 times. I have met Yuka 4 times. It's pretty
She
amazing,
loves Taiwan. Yeah.
Oh, she does. Yeah, yeah. And I don't know how many other times she's been here, but she's made it a point and just to honor me enough to come to my neighborhood. And yeah, that's the other thing too, because I have a daughter and stuff, and it's not like I was when I was single. I can't run up to Taipei. I can't run down to Tainan. So
No.
all these guys come here to see me, and that just to me that's just like
I gotta say that day I only spent one day with you guys,
yeah.
but your family is you have a beautiful family.
Well,
Your
thank you.
wife is a really nice lady, and your Phoenix is beautiful. It was a great day to spend. I felt like I was hanging out with my family at the mall when we were at the mall. I haven't been with my family in so long, but when I was with you guys at the mall, I felt like
Yeah. We,
I don't know, the uncle in the family or something. But
yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah. Uncle MJ. Yeah, we went to the big city, man. It was just another afternoon. And I really enjoyed going to that temple with you. It's just it's regrettable that we couldn't get a signal deep inside. I need to go back, and I've been saying this for a while. I need to go back and photograph the inside with all that porcelain work. Remember that porcelain work they had? All the deities and stuff that were made out of this white porcelain, and they were hand painted with gold
that
and
was amazing. That temple was awesome.
that was really incredible.
That
And
was
so,
5-star temple. That was
yeah,
definitely
I know.
one of my most memorable temples I've been to.
5-star temple with like a 2-star internet connection. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
well, it was kind of cavernous, so I can understand.
Very much so. Excuse me. Yeah, Claire's saying she's had the pleasure of meeting several Periscope friends, and it's really fantastic. So I would say that was the main thing that I like was meeting all the people. And one of the things that I do enjoy is working in 2 languages. If I get a chance to go to like a night market or a temple or a some other market or something. And a couple of times, like in downtown Huko, some of the viewers will say, "Hey, what's he selling?" I'll go over in the last close. So how much is this? And start asking questions. I really like doing that kind of stuff. I've always liked doing translation work, on the fly. And in 2014, of course, I was big in the blogosphere. This is before mobile phone live streaming. And in 2014, too, the famous bloggers that lived in Thailand. They're from Australia, and they lived in Thailand and studied Thai for a year. They call themselves Snap and Stray. Stray is the husband, Snap is the wife, and they contacted me, and they said they were gonna come here, and I drove them around, took them around places. I took them to the Yemen Temple and some other places, and they spent the whole evening with me down at Win-Win's, and it was full on. There was no live stream back then, but I had a really, really good time interacting with them and with Win-Win. And you met Win-Win. She's a really nice person.
Yeah.
And she sat down with us and had a talk, and working in Australian English, US English, and Chinese. That was pretty cool. And trying to I got to tell you, it's challenging trying to translate some Australianisms into English.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, but so thanks, App Team. Thanks, Mark. How you doing? All right, Mark. I don't. Maybe it's me, but I can't. I've got a green screen, but I can't figure out how to integrate it. So, just if you have some tips for me, let me know. I don't know. So, Dave, I would like to play a tune. That tune that I was working on when Casper was here. And you got your headphones on, you can tell me what it sounds like.
Okay.
But, the tune, I call it No Name because I don't have a name for it yet. I have an idea for, I have an idea for the lyrical content, but sometimes I do this. It's very common when you're writing songs. I mean, they don't just completely fall out of you start to finish completed. Sometimes they do, but it's usually simple songs like Wonderful Tonight. That's a 5-minute song. That's a 10-minute song at the most. It's easy. Okay. It's like 3 chords. But when you're doing other stuff, like one of the most famous examples is Paul McCartney when he wrote Yesterday. He didn't know what he wanted for the lyrical content, but he knew the metrics that he wanted. He wanted to go like da da da, right? So he called it Scrambled Eggs. And if you can imagine, he was playing it going scrambled eggs, blah 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 blah, and so that's just like a placeholder, There's actually a band in Boston, an acoustic band that calls themselves Scrambled Eggs, and they do Beatles covers. Are actually quite good. My friend Grady does some vocals with them. But so this tune is just called No Name because I don't have a name for it. But what I'd like to do is play it, and because we've got a stereo codec, and I've got my console here, and it's probably going to be smushed and compressed. So okay, thanks. I will do that. Peter or Pablo, thanks. And Peter and Pablo will probably make me feel like I'm pretty dumb because I can't figure out how to integrate the green screen, but that's okay. No big deal. So, Dave, you going to stay with us?
Yeah. Do you want me to, or do you want to get somebody else on? It's up to you. It's your show.
Well, I'm just ad hocing it tonight. This isn't like a real late night. This is Monday night for me and for you here in East Asia. But it's unfortunate that I don't have the link for Periscope yet. But we are on Twitter, Twitter Live.
Yeah, neither do I. Mine didn't go through yet. So
it takes a while. Yeah, it takes a while, but. You can hang around here, and I'm going to mute my mic though because I have a tendency to hum with the song.
I'm going to change my camera, so I'm going to be here, but I'm just going to do some technical stuff.
Okay. So this is just it's strictly guitars and placeholder drums, only because we're doing we don't have any actual drum program yet for it. And the bass is just trash, but the guitars, yeah, it is. But the guitars are real, and I think I'm going to keep the guitars the way they are. I I may modify them a little bit. This is a very, very close thumbnail to what it sounds like. So let me play this for you. This is called No Name. It goes like this. Okay, anyway, that's an idea of what that tune sounds like. And the thing is, I think you can tell that I used to work in Boston. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, had to put my thank you. Thanks, Linda. I've got a goal to get it finished by the end of the year, but I had to interrupt that because something really amazing and incredible happened, and I wasn't prepared to talk about it, so I can't show you any photographs right now. But I'll tell you what I do. I promise you that I'll set this up, and I'll show you some photographs, because what happened was, and I think Dave knows this story. But there's a friend of mine that plays with a band called the Jesters of Destiny, and they're signed to I forget record company in oh gosh, in Europe anyway. I've known Ray, who's the guitarist. I've known him since 1978. When I moved to the Boston area, within 6 months, I had met him. He owned a studio, and he signed my band to a contract. And we recorded 9 songs. And we did that in gosh, my nose is itching. This live TV. Anyway, we finished it in 1979. Now, the interesting thing is he also had a music store called the Boston Musician. I got pictures of him in that time and the outside of the Boston Musician store. It's really cool. So yeah, Dave said he's using a better camera. So here's what happened. Ray had imported these guitar amps from England, and they're called Redmere, R-E-D-M-E-R-E. That's the name of the company. And the model number was the Soloist, the model name was the Soloist, and it's built into a road case. It's a road machine. It's got 3 amplifiers. It's the world's first modeling amp. It has a Vox, a Fender, and a Marshall channel, and a whole bunch of effects in it, all touch screen, excuse me, touch controls. Way ahead of its time. This is 1978. And he had, thanks Tim, appreciate it. And he had 3 of these amps. And in that era, the cost of the amplifier, the sales price of the amplifier was $2,500 US. And he sold 2 of them. Now, a couple of years after that, I had gone on to do other things, done other recordings, worked in other bands, so forth. And I actually acquired one of the red mirrors and used it in the studio. By that time, I had started doing more producing than I was, playing out, and I cut my hair and stuff, and all that. And so when I was producing a band, and they needed a guitar amp, I just used the red mirror, and it had a direct out. It was an amazing amp, and it could get almost any sound. And then eventually I got rid of it, and I went back to the tube amps because I've always been an orange player. I love orange amps. And so I got another orange amp, and I even got rid of that. But the long and short of it, here's what happened. I got an email from Ray about 6 months ago, and he told me that he was going to move to the Caribbean, and he's moving his studio, and he's getting rid of all this stuff, and he has one of the red mirrors, and he wants to give it to me, like, for nothing. I was like, you got to be kidding me. He said, no. And so it was a problem with COVID-19 in the United States, but I hooked him up. Finally, my friend Grady and Ray, they met, and Grady got a hold of the amp. He's going through it because it's, it's old. It's 45 some years old. And he's working on the electronics. The speakers had to be reconed. They've already been reconed, and he's going through the electronics. It's almost ready to ship. And so I got to get it over here to Taiwan. And when I get it in my studio, I'm going to have a completely new wide range of guitar sounds, because everybody knows I love the Brian May guitar sound. I've got a Brian May guitar. I have a Brian May amplifier, and I like that. But the red mirror is kind of like Brian May on steroids, and the way that it can sound shape. And I'm really looking forward, especially to getting some incredible solo sounds. And just to give you a little bit more idea, the only, let's say, I think I'm the second recording artist in North America to ever record with a red mirror. But the most famous recording artist, who is still to this day a red mirror owner, is David Gilmour. And he used it on some records, and it has an astonishing sound. And so for me to get a call from Ray Violet from the Jesters of Destiny, and all of a sudden have this amp thrown in my lap for nothing, it's just, okay, so can you see why I might want to wait a little while? And maybe,
did David Gilmour?
Dave, we can't hear you. You're muted, Dave. We can't hear you. I don't know why, but that's okay. You'll figure it out in just a second.
Check. Can you hear me?
So, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Very interesting. So here we are with
Can you hear me, MJ?
Here we are with David Osaka, and we can't hear him. But now the Jesters of Destiny have a new record coming out, and it's called Distorted Everything, and it is really, really something. It's pretty amazing. I haven't heard a record like that in, gosh, 30 years, and it's really amazing. So, okay, Dave, Linda says she can hear you, so try again.
MJ, can you?
Yeah, I can.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
it must have been on my end. Yeah, see, the interesting thing is, within Happs, there's an audio bus, there's an audio connection that I don't know. And so, anyway,
which album did David?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know much about him. I've never met him. I'd have to ask somebody else who knows him. I don't want to. I almost dropped some names. Sorry. Yeah. So, but check out the Jesters, and they've got a new album out, and of course you can see them on Wikipedia. And fortunately, nobody's done a Wikipedia page on me yet, because once they do one, you can't take it down.
MJ, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I didn't hear your answer if you did, but I asked what album did David Gilmour use that amp on? Was it an earlier one? Was it something he acquired earlier in his career or later?
Well, from my understanding is that he acquired it like around the same time that we did. That would have been around 1978, 1979. But I don't know what album. I really don't know. See, at the time we heard rumors. Ray told me that Pink Floyd had actually bought a bunch of them, and they were actually touring with them. And it made a lot of sense because it was a beautiful amp and it was loud. It was really loud. But you know, the thing is these days, right? I mean, you don't really need that big of an amp because you know, like for example, like this this is a cover for a release that I haven't. It's an old release that I'm gonna re-release, but this is a cover image, and it shows me playing the Brian May guitar. But what you can't see is, like, if you look down, like between my legs down below, okay, at the bottom of the frame, you see a little tiny amp. I'm playing Taoyuan Stadium. It's about, I don't know, 10,000 people in this show. It wasn't too big, but I use a little tiny amp, and you know, we just stick a mic in front of it, and it's easy. So it's not like the old days when, you know, I mean, part of my hearing loss is because you know, the stacks of amps, right? And then when Tom Schultz from Boston invented the Tom Schultz Power Soak, I got one right away, and he very kindly explained to me how to use the thing. It was amazing. So yeah, so it worked. That thing worked very well, and you can control the amp sound. Now with the Red Mirror has master volumes on all those amp channels, so you can crank the gain on the front end, get, you know, monster gain, and plus there's a clipping circuit too, which is a compressor, and it also has a Butterworth filter like a wah-wah, so you can get that half-cocked kind of cough sound out of the guitar, as well as a guitar voiced 5-band graphic EQ. And there's a flanger chorus, there's a noise gate, and spring reverb. I'm not a big fan of reverb on guitar, but on some things it works okay. And not only that, there's a 3-channel foot switch, and the 3 channels of the foot switch can get any kind of combination of any of those things. So you're not just taking amp channels. Each foot switch channel can have any combination of amps and effects and stuff. So, and then you can also stop more than one button on the foot switch. You got 3 channels, but you can, you know, run 2 and 3, or you can run, you know, 1 and 2, or you can run 1 and 3, or all 3. It's pretty amazing. So Ken says he can't hear. Well, you can hear me, Dave, and I see my mic monitor going out, and everything looks good. So
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah. I see my mic. You know, I have that's one thing I do have is a single channel VU meter on the bottom for my mic. So, and it also works, you know, when I'm playing the tunes and stuff. But anyway. So I've got enough amplification here in the studio and enough guitars that I can get almost any sound that I want. And
yeah,
you know, with the because if I let me see if you can do this. This is, you know, this is the digital console here. This X32, and over here is the Soundcraft Ghost, and that's a completely analog console. And so, you know, between those devices and the you know, the guitar amps, I got enough versatility. But now that the Red Mirror is on its way, I mean, wow, I'm really looking forward to that. And the thing is, there's a 3-pin XLR transformer coupled direct box right off the speaker terminals, you know, so you're getting the sound right off the power amp, and it's so anyway,
we'll have to test it out in the air.
Have to test it out in the air. Absolutely. As soon as I get it, that's what I'm going to do right away. And we're going to blast that thing and pump it right here. So who knows? Maybe we can do it on Happs, and I'll get in touch with these gentlemen, and maybe they can show me how to use a green screen, because I don't know.
Did you message? They sent you a message said to get a hold of somebody to they'll explain to you how to use green screen.
Yes. One of the support guys in Happs popped in and heard me mention that.
I wonder how many people are watching. Can you see how many people are watching?
It says 136, and I got 7 hearts and 3 high fives. It says 125 chats, so I think that means 125 messages, but it says 136. So I think for Happs, it's probably pretty good.
I don't see 136.
Perhaps. It just happens to be. I don't know.
I don't see the 136.
Going to be making Happs puns all night, so it just happens to be that way. But well, Dave, listen, I appreciate you joining, and this is great. But I got to tell you guys, this is cutting into my drinking time. It's Monday night. It's the end. It's the end of the road here. It's nighttime, so
okay.
Let me leave you with that. And we know what I like to do. This is something this is great because I don't get a chance to do this. I don't load my phone up with these, so I can, play them on what am I trying to say? Like on Prism, right? But what I would like to do is somebody asked me, Happs perhaps. Sometimes people want to know, like what's my favorite song I ever recorded. And, I got it right here. It's called The Things I Should Have Said. And it's not because it's like difficult to sing or difficult to play or there's this intense guitar solo into that, because there's nothing. It's just kind of an easygoing song. And it's, it's about, the way we feel and this kind of stuff. And what I would like to do is I'd like to end my show by cutting off my microphone and cutting off my camera and just going out with this tune on my own label, on my own logo. So I'd like to thank Dave for joining me like out of the blue. You didn't know you were doing this tonight, but it's cool. And we're gonna now that we can do this easily, we're gonna have to plan a show and get some graphics, because I would like to dedicate a whole show to North Korea or Greenland or whichever, whatever you want to do. And you can share some some of the images. That'd be fantastic. Thanks, Linda. I appreciate it. Appreciate your support. You've been a good supporter for quite a long time. We really appreciate it. And I know I speak for Dave too. He's popping in and out because I think we've got some connectivity issues here. But so I want to thank everyone for joining. I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic in a second, and I'm going to put my logo up, and I'm going to say good night to Dave. And thanks for joining, bro. I think we're kind of frozen here. So let me say good night to Dave, and then let me stick my old vintage logo up here. I'm going to say good night, and have a good afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining Taiwan Live TV, and I'm going to play this to the outro. This is called The Things I Should Have Said, and I recorded this in 1995. So you guys take care, and we'll see you. Thank you.
I should have said, it's ringing in my head, and all the things I did not do, like telling you the truth and say that I love you. When I think what might have been, the feeling is so strong. You don't know how hard it's been. I wanted you so long. I can't hear the things I should have said. The ringing in my head, and all the things I did not do, like telling you the truth and say that I love you. To say there have been no regrets is easy if you try. 'Cause after all, the way we feel is just a state of mind. I can hear the things you always said. It's ringing in my head. Now that we have grown apart, it's written in my heart. Written in my heart. It's written in my heart. Things I should have said. The things I should have said. In my it's ringing in my head. The things I should have said. It's written in my heart. Written in my heart. It's ringing in my head. It's written in my heart. Written in my heart. In my heart. In my heart. In my heart. In my
Good night, everyone.